Peter has touched upon some of the core changes that we have initiated at the India Today Group. But before I jump into what those changes actually delivered, the kind of value that we unlocked because of those changes, because of that strategic thinking, it's important for me to set the context going. For those who are not initiated into the Indian market, it is a very, very buzzy, dynamic media market, both for magazines, newspapers, B2C, B2B, media as a whole, broadcast. We have close to about 750 television channels, of which about 250 are news channels. The reason why I'm drawing attention to news is because we are essentially a news-based company. And as you're aware, news is a perishable product. And if we do not address strategic changes in the news domain, we'd all be dead, as we all know. So we figured that out quite early because the traditional business models were beginning to throw up lesser and lesser profits. Productivity was at an all-time low some years back. This wasn't really helped by the global recession, the slowdown, and that continued for a while, which made us all begin to think. And then we saw what happened in the US, as Peter mentioned, and we knew that what happened in the US is going to happen in emerging markets as well. So we reoriented ourselves, and we did a lot of what Peter discussed, some of which we had to tailor-make to our own market because of its nuances. But I'll take you through a couple of case studies, which will actually bring to sharp focus in terms of how we went about reinventing the organization, how we leveraged our assets, how we leveraged our brands, how we integrated, and the causal effects. The other point that is important for all of us to remember is that India is the media market in India is very advertising driven. Close to about 92% of the revenue model comes through advertising and sponsorship across. So if there's an advertising slowdown, the bottom lines of very, very large, healthy companies get affected very, very quickly. And therefore, it's important for us to ensure that we build revenue streams which will buffer and keep us relatively future-proof to an advertising downturn. Newspapers sell for 5 to 7 cents. After you look at the scrap value of the newspapers, because in India, scrap also matters to a household, the newspaper comes virtually for free. Magazines sell for about 50 to 60 cents, US cents. So the large part of the costs and whatever is the contribution to profit comes through advertising. So that is the context in which I want all of you to see the Indian market, to understand what we did, given the whole strategic and structural change that we brought about from the traditional model to what it is today. And what it is today is not going to be what it is going to be tomorrow. And what it is going to be tomorrow is something that we're already sowing the seeds for, and probably 2 years from now, we'd have different case studies to present, but that only time will tell. So let me jump into my presentation, and happy to take questions thereafter. 3 case studies. The first case study is about a magazine, which is a household name in India, which is India Today. I joined this magazine as a management trainee 34 years back. We were just one single magazine brand, and over time we evolved. Today, the group comprises of magazine publishing, newspaper publishing, television, broadcast, radio, digital, activation and events. And we exited the book publishing business a few years back, but that was also an integral part of the play. It's being actually causing stress from both sides. One is from an advertising side, and then once the advertisers realize that you're willing to, bend a little, You give them an inch, they take a mile, or they want to take a mile. So it's not easy. So 4 or 5 years back, we said, is this the business we want to be in? We are serious magazine publishers. We are serious publishers. But this is not going to, pan out in a healthy business for the future. The profits, even at very good times, were 15, 20%, had dwindled to, a single digit. Employee morale was at an all-time low because you really couldn't give them good raises, incentives, bonuses. So there was a problem. So this is the first case study that I'm going to take you through, and how we actually made a household brand which was actually tottering. Readerships were coming down, and it's not only for us, the entire industry was going through that phase. Chris has been involved with the Indian market, and he'll tell you more about it from his perspective. But we had to do something. Over the years, what we had also done was we had created properties, but they were siloed properties. We had launched an English news television channel because we said, coming from the House of India Today, viewers, advertisers, sponsors would take us seriously, which they didn't. We said we should be looking at other forms of revenue generation, so we created various groups within the organization, some which were integrated, some which were not, so it worked in part. So about 4 years later, we set the process of integrating the entire group into one homogeneous organization, which actually addressed the opportunities in a unified manner, for which we had to undergo a lot of changes, hell of a lot. We had to even, as Peter mentioned, we had to move into a new facility, we had to integrate our newsrooms, we had to talk to our editors, we had to look at, culture change, we had to mentor, we had to, live the dreams of our young employees. We had to actually tell them what the future is, and so on and so forth. What we did about a year back, we actually sat down with our broadcast editors and our content editors, print content editors, and our digital editors, and we said that the time has come for us now to scale audience, to scale brand, and to reach more touch points with the advertiser, to actually address and unlock value with the advertisers, which was going away to other media platforms and not coming to us. So our struggling English channel, we were number 4 out of the 5 serious English news channels, was actually restaged after a lot of planning, a lot of strategy. It took us about a year of planning and strategy. And we relaunched our English news channel as India Today, the magazine. A very, very bold move. Now, why did we do that? After addressing various focus groups, after looking at competition, after talking to multiples of advertisers, we realized that, and this has been again addressed by Peter, that the brand trust, the brand equity of India Today was enormous. But people are saying, what are you doing with it? It's just a magazine. It comes out once a week. Yes, you have websites, you have apps, but is that good enough? The magazine has to live, has to engage 24/7. You are in the business of news. So taking a cue from there, besides, of course, our own thinking, we relaunched India Today in the month of May. It was, until April, a number 4 channel. And by June, we were the number 1 English news channel. Our revenues grew, 4-fold, 5-fold. We were a loss-making channel for 10 years, and We actually turned profitable in 2 months, and we're doing well now. And we're setting our sights in terms of increasing our leadership shares, creating more value for advertisers, bridging the magazine journalists with the television journalists, which we are, as part of the integrated newsroom. And we've actually given the magazine a new lease of life. The readership of the magazine has improved. People are talking about the magazine because there's cross-pollination of content between the magazine and the broadcast channel. And when we actually address other aspects, such as branded events, when we do native, we talk digital, we talk broadcast, we talk activation, and we talk print as well. So it's not just print and digital, it is a whole cloud that we address. The second area where we actually put a lot of effort into was to extend the brand India Today itself. India Today was a weekly print news magazine known for its credibility, its trust, its authority, influence. But by doing so, what we were also not addressing was an opportunity where Brand India Today was so trusted that it would go into a home, would be picked up by people who wanted to consume news, information, political news, and other forms of news. But we were alienating other members of the household. And in India, typically, in a household, you have the father, the mother, the children, the grandparents, and what have you. So we actually went back to the market and we looked at opportunities, spoke with advertisers, and with every issue of India Today, we also put out focused magazines, which are editorial creates, which are all profit centers in their own right. And we address women, we address children, we address youth, we address other aspects such as auto, which I'll come to in greater detail, and lifestyle, luxury, city living. So all these magazines and they go under the brand name of India Today with India Today, are profit centers in their own right. The digital magazine was a logical extension to the print magazine. But we didn't stop there because this was relatively static and we had to make it dynamic. And this is where the 24/7 play came into being. Likewise here. For each of these initiatives, we have a profit statement. And it's important for us to ensure that the business leads of each of these initiatives and the content leads all sit together and address co-creation of value within the company. This is not co-creation of value through strategic partnerships, but each of these content and business heads are creators of value and creating higher value with lesser cost as they engage and interact more and more. So they have realized that if they don't interact, it's going to be to their peril. And if they do interact and find mutually rewarding solutions, it's going to work to their advantage. So a business model which we created was content funneled and created at one point, as I mentioned. All the content developers, creators would meet twice a day and take a call on what is going into which platform. The platforms itself were synergized. We had cost synergies coming in because, senior editors cost a lot of money. The ones working for our websites and for our apps and for the web really don't cost much, but somewhere we need to get that cross-pollination going in terms of costs as well. Nonlinear revenues became a multiple, and in the media business, as you're aware, once you cross that hump, then all your revenues go to your bottom line. And we became the destination and the distributor of credible news content, given the brand India Today. Our profits after writing off investments in the very same year today are of this order. And some years back, we were just single digit. So a great brand going nowhere, addressing the new digital multi-platform opportunity through synergy, integration, and a reorientation of cultural imperatives caused this to happen. And as we progress in time, once the ROIs on the investments that we made and continue to make in digital start kicking in monies, like what's happened with Axel Springer, if 35, 40, 50% of the revenues now come from digital, for us is only 8 or 9%. So you can well imagine what this figure would be if it even went to 20, 25%. So I think the future is very, very bright. But it's important for us to address the future in a collaborative and integrated manner. The second case study, which, fine. Let's actually get into the other aspects of the consumer here. The consumer here expanded in terms of the base exponentially, because now India Today was on TV. The TV business, as you know, generates a lot of eyeballs, a lot of engagement, promoted very aggressively, both in terms of the digital format as well as in terms of other traditional media. Gives you faster access. Digital gave us a 24/7 platform. We are now available anytime, everywhere. Our digital side of the India Today business has 3 times more content creators than the print side today, because they are keeping the brand active and refreshing it every second. As far as the advertiser goes, new opportunities. We speak to them, we speak to the large ones, to the large media buying houses in one voice. Big pitches are addressed by one sales director who goes duly empowered by everybody else who are the other platform owners. Integrated amplification and greater accountability, because we actually go back to advertisers and now actually create packages which are linked to ROI. So that was the first case study where we had a brand, a very powerful brand going nowhere, and today I think we have energized it. It's taken us a lot. We need to do a lot more, but the results are very, very encouraging. The second case study is about a brand, a magazine brand again, an international magazine brand, an automobile brand, which we were in a joint venture with. India is a huge automobile market, and we felt that with the brand value, the brand trust that this magazine enjoyed globally, bringing it to India would disrupt the market. We would become number 1. We would enjoy a very high share of advertising revenue, which is again, as I mentioned earlier, the principal revenue stream. But all that didn't happen. The brand might have been known internationally, but the brand was alien to India. There were other brands in India which were quite strong. We, after several years of trying our best, despite the influence of the India Today group, could not sustain the brand. So we had some very fine journalists. We had auto experts, we had people who would do road tests, who would strip cars, but just couldn't, take it to the next level. We were losing a lot of money year after year. So our international partners, and we finally decided 8 months back to close the brand. It was a heart-wrenching decision, but we decided to do that. So I was sitting in my office, and I was reviewing the whole process, and I said, we've got such fine journalists, and these guys are young, and they are so energetic and so passionate about their domain. Why are we letting this go? So I called the editors in and I said, it's unfortunate that this is what is going to happen. Do you guys know what you want to do? They said, whatever we want to do here. We don't want to go out and do something. So if you can give us a second chance. I said, like what? They said, no, can we do something? Let's, one bright spark said, why don't we do an India Today car magazine? I said, how is that going to help? Now, this is where integration comes in. So there was a germ of an idea there. So we pulled in the broadcast guys, we pulled in the digital guys, we pulled in the business heads across all verticals, and we converted a loss-making magazine, a hugely loss-making magazine. In the earlier case study, we were profit-making, a well-known brand. Here, we converted a loss-making magazine into a profit-making brand, but the brand, a globally well-known brand, had to shut, which gave birth to a brand which we gave birth to, a completely unknown brand. We called it Auto Today. We got the editors to put together a complete integrated play along with the business heads. This was the magazine, had a digital presence, very similar to India Today, web, app, website, events, native, very important for the auto sector. India being the largest auto market in the Asian region. Created a very strong television program within India Today TV. Each one of these, as I mentioned, same business principles. Each one of these verticals had to be profit-making. If you add up the profits of each of these, we had and have a very, very profitable auto brand, which we were actually vacating the space. So this is how, according to me, leveraging cross-platform strengths, synergies, assets, helps in not only creating businesses, but building businesses, businesses which you thought probably did not have much of a future, today are thriving businesses. And now the onus is on us to take it to the next level. In both case study 1 and case study 2, we expanded the user base. We expanded it by close to about 100, 120 times than what it was. Now, just imagine if the user base expands, and if you can actually demonstrate that to advertisers, what does it do to your bottom line? But advertisers have to be addressed. You have to engage them. You have to get them buy into your passion, buy into your story. So at times, we take our editors, we take our content creators with us when we go for large pitches. We did a very large pitch, one of the biggest in India, for an e-commerce company, e-commerce brand. They were very skeptical in the beginning, but when they saw the panel that went for that presentation, there were 8 of us, of which 3 were very, very senior editors, celebrity editors. They said, wow, these guys are serious about what they're saying. And we made a presentation. We went there for about half an hour, 45 minutes, but we were there for 6 hours. They pulled in their top management. They pulled in their CEO. We explored various ideas, and we came back with 4 to 5 times of what we thought we would get. So there's no running away from integration and synergy. There's no running away from busting silos. It's important for everybody to have the same dream that you are building a brand, you're building a business, this is your business, this is my business. And it's not here that I've come here to, complete my 500-word article or 5,000-word article, and that's the start and stop of it. So that mindset has changed. And these 2 case studies demonstrate that. The third case study, which I'm going to take you through, I'll just take 2 more minutes, is how we monetized this whole influence, the reader, viewer, user influence that we created. General elections, as you all know, happened last year. Mr. Narendra Modi became our Prime Minister. with a fabulous majority, unheard of. There were various opinion polls that various people did, including ourselves. And all the various people got everything wrong. But our digital editors, along with broadcast, said, why don't we, now that we have access to such a large, thinking, intelligent community of India Today users, which runs into tens of millions, let's ask them, what do they think? So to cut a long story short, we, in a very short period of time, in a matter of a week, 10 days, 600,000 people polled. The results were startling, and everybody was shocked to see the results. The final results of the elections was still a week away. When the final results came, and when we matched it to what this generated, wow, we were very, very close. Not a single opinion poll in the country, run by very, very large opinion polling firms, consultancies, experts, psephologists, could even come anywhere near. So this is the power that we harnessed of this huge base of people today who are actively engaged with the brand. To get these people to talk to us, to get these people to SMS us, to get these people to do IVR, to get these people to get onto our websites, we had to build a whole cloud now. This cloud is a little different from the other one. This cloud is actually what we did to engage with the community of people who we wanted to hear from. So these were not profit centers as in the other two case studies, but these were the platforms that we used. Earlier, those platforms were profit centers. Now these platforms became the delivery platforms, the engagement platforms. And going forward, we would be doing more such for playing back into our various content platforms, as well as actually engaging with consumers for consumers to know that what they say makes a difference. So we improved stickiness, we improved engagement, we carried this case study back to advertisers, and they said, next time you want to do something, please talk to us.